Do you have copies of the contracts here?
You can tell them to let us have it now. They should bring it.
No, please.
No,
but we can get them to you by.
We need you to furnish a committee with
you.
those two contracts, because how can you sign two contracts at two different rates the same day?
NITA, you see, in your response, and the observations of the auditors were that you are now seeking for a document that revised the percentage from 12 to 7. So it meant that you actually did not have the document per what the auditors wrote, unless the auditors are not telling us the truth, which they are. But for you to tell me that you had two documents signed on the same date with different percentages, this cannot be the observations that the auditors had. And if you indeed had it, you would have given it to them.
No, what they are looking for is not the two contracts. What they are looking for is the fact that there was an earlier response that the two parties had a meeting and had decided to revise it from 12% to 7%. So we wanted a proof that such a meeting was held, for example, through minutes or any other correspondence, to support the fact that there was a formal change or revision of the 12% to the 7%. That is the kind of document is being referred to, and that had not been received yet.
Did you read the report and the infractions that you were coming to answer to?
Yes, please.
And did you read the portion that stated management's response to the infraction?
Yes, please.
And what does it say? Paragraph 1481. It says that management responded that the agency has written to the Ministry of Finance and the Digital Gov via a letter of September 27, 2024, requesting for official documents that indicates the decision to change the agency sharing ratio from 12 to 7%. However, the agency is yet to receive a response. And if you have a document, 2, that you say you cited, it would obviously tell you that 12% is here and 7%. So what document are you going to look for again?
Please, if I can read it again. Management responded that the agency had written to the Ministry of Finance and the Digital Gov via letter number of 27 September 2024, requesting for official documents. This is not, we are not talking about the contracts, official documents. The 7%, the 12% is on the surface of the contracts. That is not what we are requesting for. That was signed between NITA and Digital Gov. That is a consortium. But the negotiation that NITA should be giving 12% or 7% was done between Digital Gov, Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Communications. That meeting, the documents that arose from those meetings were the ones that management was looking for to support the fact that indeed there was a revision from 12% to 7%.
NITA, wait. What is more official than the contract that you signed to? The discussions that you have prior to the signing of the contract are not official documents. You are telling us here that you have cited two documents. One is 12, one is 7%. So what official documents are you again requesting for? Meeting notes, minutes.
So that is where the source of controversy as to whether they should pay the 12% or the 7% is arising from. Because if you write a demand notice to Digital Gov that they are paying 7% instead of 12%, they'll show you the 7% contract. Hello? The auditors are also looking at a 12% contract. In fact, from briefings from my head of finance, the auditors were shown both the 12% and 7%, and they decided to take the 12%.
NITA, Director General, let me avert your mind on oath. Let me remind you. Let me again remind you you are under oath. Whatever information you are giving this committee will be taken seriously. So let me avert your mind that you are under oath once again.
Yes,
because, and then you claim you have 2 contracts. You are under oath, so you furnish this committee with both documents.
Yes, please.
Auditors, did you cite 2 contracts?
No, Honorable Chair, as I indicated earlier on, we cited the one with the 12%. And from my brief, they actually started receiving the 12%, and then at a point it revised to 7%. So we wanted proof for that. We needed documentation to support that. And that is what we have not been given as we speak.
Clerk, take note of this issue out here. It's very serious, and we will follow up on it. The next infraction is on paragraph 1483, and Honorable Nana Osei-Agye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I would like to let you know that this infraction will be about the head of finance and the chief director. So I don't know if I can still ask my questions.
I'm sorry, this is for the chief executive officer. No, and head of finance.
Yes, please.
But the chief executive officer is here. But head of finance, that is not here.
Thank you very much. Clause 10 of the contract of commercialization of e-government infrastructure between the Ministry of Communication and Digitalization and Liberia Ghana, signed on 15th August 2018, states that Liberia Ghana and Ministry of Communication and Digitalization shall share gross revenues generated on the gross revenue share ratio as detailed below. Metro fiber, 35%. Tower colocation, 20%. Backbone fiber, 50%. Data center, 35%. LTE, 20%. It was noted that in 2021, Smart Infraco generated a total revenue of 10.1 million Ghana cedis. But they failed to remit NITA's portion, totaling 3.8 million Ghana cedis. The auditors recommended that the chief executive officer should ensure that the head of finance, I think he's here, should ensure that the head of finance recovers the total amount of 3.8 million Ghana cedis with interest at the prevailing Bank of Ghana rate from Smart Infraco, and same paid into the Auditor General's recoveries account. My first question is, I would like to find out from the head of finance if he has been able to recover this amount to the state.
Madam Chair, the issue relates to the first one that's the $6 million, because it's part of the deliverables that Smart Infraco were supposed to do. But because of the addendum that was raised or that was signed, they came up with like my Director General said, with excuses that one too has been erased. So it's part of the discussions that we had with them, that the addendum does not erase their responsibility of paying revenue to NITA.
Okay, we'll step this one down and then get the head of finance and then the chief director. And clerk, make sure that the day that they appear, we have the attorney general also around. And if you can get the officials of Smart Infraco also to come, I think that would be great. But if not, attorney general will know how to get them. Because this doesn't smell good. All right. Honorable Minister, I think right now we'll discharge you and then we'll call the next group. Thank you very much. The next ministry to call is Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.
Yes, at once, so that you don't have to. Yeah, that's where you want to go.
We're live at the Public Accounts Committee sitting. Just gone was the Ministry of Communication and its agencies, the ministry represented by its Deputy Minister, Mohammed Adam Sukparu, and agencies under the ministry, including the Cybersecurity Authority and the National Information and Technology Authority, NITA, or agency rather, appearing before the committee, answering to infractions in the Auditor General's report. various agencies and ministries appear before the Public Accounts Committee to answer to scrutiny of their audited accounts as done by the Auditor General. The report, which is submitted to the Public Accounts Committee, will be perused by members of the committee, and if any infractions, the various agencies are required to answer to these infractions. So currently before you, the Lands Ministry and its allied agencies are taking the oath. Let's go back to the Public Accounts Committee.
Shall be the truth. Shall be the truth. The whole truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. And nothing but the truth. So help me God. So help me God.
Okay, Honorable Minister, you can introduce yourself and then the officials who came with you.
Madam Chair, my name is Suleiman Yusuf, Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. I'm here with agencies of the ministry that are cited in the 2024 Auditors Reports to respond to those infractions that are attributable to us as the law demands. I want my colleagues at the ministry to introduce themselves.
I am Innocent.
Deputy Minister, you left out one thing.
Madam Chair, what is it?
A former member, a proud former member who used to torture on this committee.
I want to believe that it's not the same way that I interrogate issues that you are going to interrogate me, because I'm at a different position now. Where I sit is different from where you sit. Anyway, we are ready.
I am Innocent Halligan, the Acting Chief Director for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.
All right, your infraction could be found at paragraph 1962, and Honorable Enim will take care of that.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This infraction has to do with non-deduction of rent to the tune of 59,375 Ghana cedis. The auditors noted that 6 staff at Adenta Villa failed to be deducted these rent allowances for some number of months. For some of them, to the tune of 54 months, some 8 months, and some others 7 months. The auditor's recommendation is that the Chief Director should ensure that the Director of Finance recovers this amount from these 6 staff members. What has so far been done?
Honorable Chair, 4 of the such officers have paid for the rent. We're giving payment plan to 2 of them, and they are paying. We can furnish the committee with the information later.
Okay. Auditors, can you confirm that 4 has been recovered?
Yes, Honorable Chair. So we have to the tune of 43,620 that has been recovered so far, with the outstanding amount of 2,741.86. And I must say that the figure was reconciled down to 46 instead of the 59, because per further documents and pay slips that were presented, we realized that the figure is supposed to stand as 46,361.86.
Mr. Chief Director, what steps have been taken on the recovery of the 2, which now goes down to about 3,000 Ghana cedis?
In fact, we gave them payment plan and they are still paying.
So in the auditor's recommendation, they also indicated that inputs should be made by the Controller and Accountant General. And what have you done about that recommendation as well?
Honorable Chair, I will need to check up this information and get back to the committee.
This, I'm sure, this recommendation was given to you a long time ago. And as we said, we are in August. And as Chief Director, you would want to go back. Can we know if the Director of Finance is here present?
Yes, he's here.
So can the Director of Finance answer this?
Madam Chair, the issue has to do with transfers of public and civil servants within this period. And so the Director of Finance, as I speak to you, reported to the ministry last week. So it will be difficult for him to be able to speak to this issue. But what we can say is that the recommendation by the auditors is strictly being followed. And I have held a meeting with them and telling them that I am privileged to have sat here, and so I know what it takes to be able to resolve the matters. And so we are resolving them, and we can tell you that you don't have any cause to worry. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I think that the assurance by the former member of the committee is no more a member. So, yeah, we will take that. But next year we'll be back, and I hope we will not be seeing some of these infractions in your books. So, Mr. Chair, I think we can move on. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, how many years were you in this committee?
Madam Chair, I spent only 4 years on the committee.
4 years is only. All right, the next infraction is on paragraph 1968, and Honorable Duke William Ofriata will take that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this infraction is about unreturned official vehicle. A vehicle on the books of the ministry in the asset register was assigned to the board chairman. Upon a letter written for all vehicles to be returned, this vehicle is still outstanding. Mr. Administrator or Chief Director, could you speak to the status of this vehicle, whereabouts of this vehicle?
Honorable Chair, we retrieved the vehicle and it's being used by the current board chairman.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. What was the response? You have.
We have retrieved the vehicle.
Auditors, could you confirm that the vehicle has been returned?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we can confirm that the vehicle has been retrieved and we have duly inspected it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Your next infraction is on paragraph 1974, and it's an unserved bond, term of 59,734. What has happened to this unserved bond?
Madam Chair, the particular agency does not fall under the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. It's rather under the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology.
Okay, Clerk, take note, and then I will reassign it to the right one. Okay, that one is, so this one is under local government.
Yeah, local government. So that's local government.
Okay.
Corrected.
All right, Minister, you are discharged. No more infractions.
We are grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Which other ministry is here right now? We are suspending sitting till 2 o'clock. And we'll be here 2 o'clock prompt to continue. Thank you.
Public Accounts Committee sittings there. 2 ministries haven't appeared before the committee today. The Ministry for Communications, Digital Technology, and of course you had the Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources also appearing before the committee. Now, agencies of these ministries will answer to infractions as captured in the Auditor General's report. And so you've had directors, chief directors, and of course you've had Director Generals as well as CEOs of these various agencies appear before the committee to answer to some of these infractions as registered by the Auditor General in its report. The committee is suspending its sitting now and is scheduled to reconvene at 2 p.m. later today. We'll be there, our cameras will be there, and we'll bring you live footage of the proceedings. I am Nanatufo Boateng. Keep watching Channel 1 TV.